Hey boss, shouldn't you make a quick $100 million selling hemp online like some companies are doing? They can even buy Facebook ads and use credit cards and ship it right to your door. And it's the exact same stuff as what's being sold at the dispensaries. But it costs way less because no taxes to your state or local government get paid. Isn't Legalization 2024 the balls or the cat's ass or fire as what the young people like to call it? Just make a Griselda load of cash money online selling weed called THCA hemp, right? It's that frickin' easy, brah. But you know what? Have you ever heard that if it sounds too good to be true, that's because it is? I get a lot of requests to help people in hemp create THCA flower businesses online and offers to get involved myself. Our cannabis industry lawyer website gets calls and emails all the time from people asking for help getting operational in the THCA biz. Hello? You want to make a THCA website and you already got your LLC? Nah, that's all right. I'm not going to help. Why not? Well, because it's probably illegal. Okay, no worries. Good luck. Tell you what, I could probably make quite a bit of coin going on that side of the fence and start slinging weed but calling it hemp. Why say no to what seems to be such easy cash money? Let me explain why I'm not into it. I've been a cannabis lawyer for years, but before that, I was a bank lawyer. And before that, I was one of those insufferable Eagle Scout apple polisher types that follow rules and does a good turn daily and shit. Except for cannabis. That was unconstitutional and wrong. So much so that it got me started in activism before going into the industry as a professional service provider 5 years back. It was cash money being made by doing what's right and changing the laws to ensure that no one gets arrested for a plant. Maybe for unpaid taxes, but not for the cannabis plant. Changing the law takes a long time and does not depend on a torturous reading of hemp law to make it mean psychoactive cannabis. That is loophole dodging, like selling stickers that come with a free Ziploc bag of weed in our nation's capital, by the way, or seeds sold for novelty purposes only. Therefore, when you have 25% THC, but a COA says it's only 0.2% Delta 9 THC, and because of that, it is magically a federally legal agricultural commodity called hemp, like it's corn or soybean? Well, no, it's not. It's weed because the Farm Bill requires testing total THC and implies a disregard to THCA. So do many state definitions, if you read them. But you probably won't because you're just in it to make a quick buck and end run the very much still on the books marijuana crimes in 26 states. And federally, me jumping into THCA to make some quick cash completely goes against all that we've been fighting for or started doing the Cannabis Legalization News podcast for. It's about changing the law and not skirting it for personal gain. When THCA flower is being sold at a smoke shop as hemp, but a social equity business that spent millions of dollars to become operational that sells the exact same product and has a lot worse tax treatment and competes against one another, that is not a legal cannabis industry whose regulations make a lick of sense. Lots of our efforts focus on limited license social equity states. These are the states that have actually legalized it, but they cannot advertise it because it is not hemp or Schedule 3 yet. Remember, your nightly news is brought to you by controlled substances that you should ask your doctors about, according to their advertising. We like to tell you to ask your legislature about what your state is doing to legalize it correctly. We believe that social equity lotteries are the best way to award the licenses in limited market states, where the number of dispensaries are strictly controlled to prevent diversion of product, ensure security, and also have high compliance costs for security and record keeping. In open market states, the municipalities will limit the number of dispensaries allowed in their borders, and you could have the same issues that could complicate the award, like bribes or other tomfoolery, in a quest to get one of those lucrative and limited local licenses. So you still see lotteries to award them, ideally to social equity applicants that have previous cannabis arrests in their families. Instead of me helping people make a quick buck on a suspect reading of the hemp laws, I get to help people that were wronged by the law criminalizing weed get an asset that is valuable. The exact opposite of the opprobrium from a criminal brand, which is just a fancy legal word for bad. Nothing better than helping someone get paid back fair for being wronged by getting arrested for weed. At work, we get to follow the law and its intentions to repair the harms of the war on drugs and win licenses for clients that we represent in consulting or legal relationships and help them own a business and get paid back fair for getting drawn into the past failures of our cannabis policies. I only have so many hours in the day. I want to make the most of them beyond just a dollar amount. Therefore, when potential clients call me all excited about their hemp LLC going to make them a lot of quick cash, I explain to them that the 2018 Farm Bill legalized hemp that is 0.3% Delta-9 THC, which includes THCA under the same law's testing mandates. We have an ambiguity between the definition and the testing for that definition in the law. In theory, the USDA could update its testing rules to be at harvest instead of 30 days before harvest and nix the loophole created by testing unripe product for threshold potency. For these and other reasons soon to come if you stay tuned, I tell these leads that I don't really think it's legal if you apply scrutiny to the loophole, so I don't do the work. Many states with legal cannabis markets have already closed the ambiguity by defining Delta-9 THC to include the THCA content of the plant. For example, Ohio has a curious definition of Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. It means the sum of the percentage of weight of tetrahydrocannabinolic acid multiplied by 0.877 plus the percentage by weight of Delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol under Section 928.01 of the Ohio Revised Code. Wasn't that a neat little legal tidbit? That in Ohio, Delta-9 THC means total THC? So if you find some THCA flower being sold in Ohio, oops, all crime. Unless you bought it at a licensed dispensary and paid the taxes to the state or local system. Ohio will have new social equity licenses, I think at least 50 coming in the next year, and they have taken steps to ensure that cannabis is sold at a licensed dispensary. That goes the same with Illinois. They just updated their rules to total THC under their hemp rules as well. The state just updated them and published them in their register, similar to what the USDA could do. It would require a proposal and a public comment period, but I don't think it would require a new definition of hemp under the Farm Bill. Ironically, if the USDA updated their rules to move the testing date for THC to post-harvest, then most hemp cultivars would fail that test, which just means the definition of hemp, especially the one found in the 2018 Farm Bill, is arbitrary. It's just a made-up line in the sand meaning nothing, except for maybe some quick cash online, bro. The federal definition of hemp has the absurd result of being read in a way that seemingly allows for purportedly federal legal marijuana dispensaries able to buy ads on social media, sell online without checking your ID, and ship directly to consumers just like you across the country. Seems too good to be true, and you really want it to be true so that you can make that easy money. Greed has always been big in the industry, always been big. We like money, just like that guy from Idiocracy, which may be where you feel like you've been after walking around in the legal cannabis industry long enough. Not only is greed big, it is pervasive. No one wants to go into business to fail. Quite the opposite, in fact. The point of going into business is to grow and make cash. I don't care if you're selling hemp, weed, or consulting services related to their licensing, compliance, and business operations. There are lots of dollars to be made in America, but they do not all have to be a quick buck. A buck that you made doing something you really enjoy doing and believe in actually spends better than one you just made because you could do it fast. Saying weed is legalized because of THC hemp is like saying prison is an all-inclusive resort. Well, I mean, actually, maybe it is. It's free room and board, right? No, it's not even close. But do you know what? Do you know who actually had to go there? Social equity applicants. And THCA or Delta-8 hemp does jack effing squat to fix that bad law that caused the problems and completely bypasses them to make that sweet, sweet, quick money. So I don't take those clients. There are only so many hours in the day, and I'm going to get paid either way. So do I want a good dollar or a quick one? I want to make a good dollar. That means something. But what about you? Leave it in the comments on if you would rather make a good dollar or a quick buck, and subscribe for more content like this.